Greetings, brethren, Housebooger Donkey here, and excuse my incredibly messy desk, but with my back situation, I've not really found the enthusiasm to clean up the work area since I'm not really using it at the moment. I'm somewhere here to the left on my standing desk for all of my stuff. So yeah, this desk has gone pretty much completely unused, and that's why it looks like garbage. But I wanted to make a quick little update video on stuff that I've been working on. First of all, I've been working on these, not very heavily, but I have been working on them. These are a 20-man regiment of zombies for Oathmark, for the new Oathbreakers expansion. Now, I don't know if they even have zombies. I haven't really found confirmation on that anywhere. I know there's skeletons. And ghouls, I think, was the other confirmed one. So I don't know if there's zombies. We'll see. I have this zombie regiment lined up, though. This is a box of Living Dead Peasants from the Forgotten World range by Fireforge Games, and I think they are great models. Yeah, I think they're great. They look awesome. And what I did to these is I primed them white, then I washed them all over with Agrax Earthshade, but you can use any dark brown wash to do that, and then went over them entirely with a white dry brush. And that gives them this sort of pre-shaded sort of appearance, but not like a zenithal, but more, I don't know, it just gives them a more dirty finish. And then I'll wash over this, well, not wash, but glaze over this with various colors to paint them, and it'll be really quick. And yeah, I'll do a tutorial on how to do that as well. I don't know if I'll do it with these because I already went ahead and washed and dry brushed them all, but I will definitely make a tutorial about this because it's a really fast way of painting stuff, and it's pretty quick and looks great. Yeah, I also made 2 zombies that are coming out of a grave. Mostly because this box of Living Dead Peasants only has 18 figures in it. So I was missing 2 for a unit of 20. I didn't want to buy another box, and there were enough spare arms and heads. And I don't know if you can see this, but I used a bit of sprue to give him a sort of impromptu upper body. And I think it looks good enough, and that there'll be a lot of... I'll pile up a bunch of earth and stuff to hide most of the sprue bit. So most of what you'll see will be the arms and the head, and I think it'll look fine. And there'll be 2 of those in the unit. There's another one somewhere. There it is. So we have 1 male and 1 female zombie digging out of their graves. Yeah, and the rest of them are just regular zombies. There's all sorts. Some have hatchets. Some have nothing. Just doing the classic zombie shuffle. Got even some dual wielding, got some with all sorts of farming implements. And yeah, all in all, I think these figures are really good. They were very easy to build. One downside of these is that these sort of, well, these ones were fine actually, the mining pick, and there's a shovel somewhere, I think, and an axe, and I think those were fine. But these ones, the ones where it holds them sort of upright, there's a pitchfork and a scythe, and the arms don't line up on both sides. It's really annoying. I don't know if I'm using the wrong parts, but it's not really giving you any instructions. And I've tried around, and I just couldn't find one that actually fit 100%. So it's kind of off alignment on, yeah, if you can see it here. It's kind of not aligned perfectly, and there. It isn't either. I just didn't really care at the end. I mean, it's going to be in the middle of a unit, so whatever. I wasn't going to spend too much time fixing that. But it is definitely something to be said. Right, and then I also finished a bunch of painting, which I'm quite proud of, actually. First of all, the simple one. This is the one I finished most recently. Only took me a few days to paint this one. It's a Barghest for Oathmark, and it'll be part of my Goblin army. The Barghest is a monster from the dwarf list, But obviously in Oathmark you can combine stuff freely to make a kingdom. And yeah, and I got this big ass dire wolf, I think it's called, from it might not be a dire wolf, it might be, I think it might have had a different name. Doesn't matter. It's from Reaper Miniatures. And it is perfect size for what I was going for, because they're supposed to be almost warhorse sized. Do I have a cavalry model here anywhere? No, I don't. Oh, whatever. But if I put a zombie next to it, you can see that this is warhorse sized for sure. So yeah, all I really did was give it a black-red undercoat, Vallejo model color black-red. Then give it a wash, then dry brushed it all over again with black-red, then dry brushed only about from the sort of mid-section to the top with cavalry brown, and then dry brushed only the sort of ridge area with, I don't quite remember, I think it was Madder Red shade from Foundry paint system, but any sort of a bright reddish brown will do for this, and it gives it this nice sort of fade. And I did some white fur underneath, and eyes and teeth, and that was it. I didn't really put too much work into it, but I think it looks fine. It looks effective, and I think the fade gives it a nice boost. If you're wondering how I put it on the rock, this is another real rock that I picked up in the forest, and I put him with his tab onto the rock, glued him on. I cut down the tab a little bit, and then afterwards I just added milliput and went over the milliput with another rock. I mean, if you look closely, you can see this is just me like stabbing milliput with a rock. But if you don't look too closely, it just looks like a big rock, and it's fine. And that's really what we're going for. So that one's done. I think he's 100-something points, so that puts my goblins up to almost 1,500 points. I've already started on the Wolf Riders as well. I have a whole bunch of Wolf Riders, but that'll take me a while because I have to finish some commission stuff now and be done with that. And then I also finished what I was going to do for the Wargamers Anonymous challenge in, oh my god, I think it was July. It was the cavalry one. Or maybe it was August, I don't remember, but I couldn't take part because of my back, and so I thought I'd finish them anyway because I had already airbrushed them, and they were just sitting around and being annoying, and so yeah, I finished these 10 Boingrod Bounders for my Gloomspite Gitz army, and I have also decided that I have a few more things for the Gloomspite Gitz to paint. I have actually this guy, which I recently picked up, a loon boss on a giant cave squig, and I will paint him. I have 5 more squig hoppers that I'll paint, and I think I have a few more character models, and I'll do them as well. And then I have a bunch more normal goblins, but I don't really like playing them anyway, so I don't think I'll paint any more of them. Maybe 20 shooters with bows, but I don't know, I'm kind of really burned out on this army, and just kind of want to move on to other stuff. It's kind of annoying that it's always sort of gnawing at me that I have these models unpainted, because, you know, Games Workshop is really expensive, and if they're just sitting around, it's kind of a waste. So yeah, I'll definitely paint up a few more, make the army a bit more sort of variable and playable. But in the end, I'm kind of just done with this project. I mean, I've been working on this for 2 years now. I'm just kind of over it. Yeah, but these were entirely painted on my stand-up desk, which I have to say takes a bit of getting used to. It's very different from painting sitting down. And I definitely can't do really long sessions either. Like, I don't know, I just get kind of exhausted just standing. It's weird. Like, I can walk outside for 2 hours and be fine, but I stand for a bit over an hour and I'm just like, oh, I need to sit down. So, yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, but we'll get there, I'm sure. I did tune down my level of painting quality for these a little bit from the rest of my Gloomspite Gitz army, because I just kind of want to be done with them, and I don't want to spend too much time painting them. The squigs were painted with Mephiston red from Games Workshop, and then washed with Caraburg Crimson, then dry brushed with Mephiston red again, and then given a highlight of about 50-50 Mephiston red and Wild Rider red. Maybe a bit more Wild Rider red than Mephiston. And yeah, I really like how this red comes out. I would love to paint a whole army in this kind of a red color. I think it looks really good. But I don't really have anything to do that with, so yeah. Maybe one day. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. Even though I didn't put, I basically put no time at all into the stuff on the base. I just, you know, slapped some color on it and was done with it. Same with the wood. I didn't highlight any of that, or the metal. Yeah, or the robes, really. I didn't really highlight anything apart from the squigs. And I think because the squigs are so big and they're like what your eye is drawn to the most because of the big face, I think it's fine. I think it's okay that the goblins themselves aren't that detailed. Yeah, I'm happy with it, and that'll do. Also with these models, I don't know if I showed this before, but because they're all so lifted off from the ground and leaning to the side, and if you look at this one, right, it's like, ugh, really spindly, and the weight, what do you call that? The center of gravity is just kind of high on them, so it's not really good. So what I did is I just glued some washers in the bottom. That also means I can put them on a magnetic sheet if I wanted to, but yeah, it just makes them more stable. You know, it's harder to push them over, and I do appreciate that because I've seen these on the table without that, and they fall over all the time. It's really annoying. But yeah, that's these guys, and I finished these on Halloween. So this was actually painted in October, and this one is my first model painted in November. And this was actually after the Giant, obviously the first like proper, because I think the Giant was just one figure, and yeah, and I kind of started it in August, I think. So yeah, but this was the first thing I actually painted entirely while standing up. So yeah, we'll see how that develops. I hope I get a lot faster at it, because I would definitely like to be able to paint more. But I think this is going to be the future, because I've at the moment at least, with how short my painting sessions are standing up, it just takes me forever to do these. I think this took me a week, and that should, you know, from what I'm used to from my painting speed, it should not take a week. It should like take 3 or 4 days at most. So if my paint speed is halved, then yeah, I think speed painting is going to be the way forward, and that's fine, because I mean the whole other army for Oathmark that I had planned, basically. This massive box of stuff, I was going to entirely speed paint, so that fits. Also, I stole some ideas from Justin Borges. I still don't know how to pronounce your name, mate. I'm sorry. Justin. I stole these ideas from Justin because I thought they were really good and it was really cheap. So I bought 2 of these catapults from WizKids Miniatures for the like D&D scenery. And I'll put some dwarves with them and have 2 dwarf heavy catapults. And I think they look great. With these ones, I just primed them with some dark brown with the airbrush, and then I'll put on some washes. The uneven primer is kind of desired. I think it'll make it look better in the end. I'll give them a wash and a dry brush, and then paint some details, and that'll be that. And I'll be happy with that. And then just add some dwarf crew, and I'll have some dwarf catapults. I also got this giant tree man. I could only find him pre-painted. I will probably repaint him at least a little bit, because I don't know, the paint job isn't very nice on this one. Yeah, but he's nice. He'll be a giant for my Free People's Army. And then I also picked up this guy, also from WizKids, but I think it's a different range. I think it's some kind of like a kid's entry range or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought he looked great. He has all these little birds and bunnies and stuff. And I'll just leave him as is. I was thinking about repainting him, but I actually think that looks fine. I don't think I mean, I can add more to this, of course, but I don't really see the point. I think if he's on the table, he'll look. See, I think it looks fine. So I think I'll just do. I'll just give him a nice matte varnish because he is a bit glossy. And yeah, I think he'll work totally fine in my collection. He'll get the standard basing that I'm doing for Oathmark, and yeah, and he will be. I forgot the name. I think it's called a Bugane. It's like an ogre wizard, and I think he'll be a perfect sort of stand-in for that. Obviously, he's not an ogre, but you know, like a treant wizard sort of thing. Yeah, I like it. I think it's an interesting model, and this was also really cheap, like €5, I think. So yeah, for that, I think it'll work. This will work fine. All right, that's all I had to show and tell today. Long video again. I'm sorry, but I know some of you like it. I don't know if all of you do, but I'll let you know when I have finished anything else. Hopefully, next will be these zombies. Because I would love to. I think then I will do the undead army before the Free People's style army, because it's just skeletons and zombies so far, and I don't know if I'll add anything else to that, because they'll probably end up being sort of mushed together with the barbarians that I have, and so once my goblin army is painted, which also doesn't have that much more stuff to get up to 2,500 points. I think with the undead and barbarians smashed together, that'll probably be 2,500 points as well. So yeah, great. I'll have two big armies to face off, and then the Free People stuff, maybe I'll even wait with that till next year. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Wish me luck that my painting time increases, because I'm really missing it. And I'm starting to watch other people's videos again. While I'm doing my tiny little painting sessions, and lots of good stuff out there. Alright, anyway, battery is about to run out and this video is already super long. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.